Hello, my name is Carolyn Ringo, and I'm here, as everyone else, to ask the BLM to remove all 22 parcels from the proposed August oil and gas leak sale. Gas leak, that wasn't really a pun. I live on Pitkin Mesa near Paonia. Parcels number 6207 and 6189 are adjacent to our water supply. There is evidence that fracking may well pollute the water I rely on for safe drinking. In addition, I have respiratory problems and other health issues that have been greatly alleviated since moving to the North Fork Valley. I get my exercise by walking and hiking. If gas drilling increases in this valley, my quality of life, most importantly my health, will be greatly impacted, and I will likely have to leave, and I don't believe I'm alone in this. It is well documented that drilling activity greatly decreases the quality of our air. We were also drawn here for the recreational opportunities and for the organic agricultural base. Tourism and agriculture will be adversely affected by drilling activity, not to mention our views, the abundant wildlife, and the devastating impact on our infrastructure. Parcels 6194 and 6192 will affect me personally with the amount of light and noise pollution. The West Elk Loop, an official Colorado scenic byway, has been described by a forest ranger as the closest you can come to wilderness experience in a passenger car. Even through the windshield, one is likely to see bears, elk, deer, bighorn sheep, coyotes, eagles, and any variety of wildlife. The West Elk Loop provides immersion in the scenery, history, and the culture of western Colorado and passes right through the North Fork Valley. Dare I say it would no longer remain scenic if these leases are permitted? Parcels 6193, 6190, and 6189 are adjacent to the water supply of my community-supported agriculture food suppliers. The state of Colorado has stated that water is in short supply and our rivers are oversubscribed. Where are the gas companies going to get the large amount of water that is needed for fracking? Right out of our canals, our rivers, and our wells that support the agriculture that keeps this valley a viable place to live and to work. Yes, I say not in my backyard, but I say not in anyone's backyard. We have the technology to develop renewable energy resources. We don't need this dangerous activity here or anywhere. Please take all these parcels off the table, as the short-term gains are not worth the long-term, partially permanent devastation.
Wow, you really can't see. My name is Adrianna. Some people know me as Judy Heidemann. And I'm here because I love this place. I'm sure that's why you're here too. And I want to thank representatives that have come and heard us, except for Mark Udall. I am here today representing myself and my husband Bernie to ask the BLM to remove the 22 parcels in Delta and Gunnison counties from the August oil and gas lease sale and any future sale. What drew us to settle here 40 years ago was a search for a place to raise a child. I was pregnant at the time, and we had no home. So we followed people's suggestions and came here, and we fell in love with the place. We bought a property with 10 acres of apple trees we knew nothing about taking care of. And we immediately converted to one of the first organically grown orchards in the area. About 11 years later, we started Big B's Juices, which Bernie ran for 18 years, and which continues to grow and thrive under the ownership of Gail Schwartz. We stay here because of clean air and water, because of walking up the hill and seeing the elk and deer and the kestrels. And our kids came back, which is an amazing thing too. They tested it out there in the world and came back. Today, over 60 farms are listed in the Valley Organic Growers Association directory, and there are many more. feeding many people in this area and beyond. However, pure, unpolluted water and clean air are essential for organic certification. In our neighborhood, we have 2 community-sponsored agricultural farms nearby, and we've seen many students come to the Paonia-Hotchkiss area to become interns on these and other organic farms. Young people are attracted to this area to stay and live and raise their families. It's very important to our national economy to preserve places where farming and ranching are still practiced and teachers of it are accessible. Fracking not only threatens water and air, but it threatens education of future farmers, our children and their children. There's so much more to say, but you've heard it from most people. Thank you.
My name is Vicki Halliday. I wasn't sure too much before I left home if I was going to speak or not, so I have no big eloquent statement exactly, but I'm sincere. I live right on LaRue Creek, just outside of Hotchkiss. The parcels that would affect my life most would be 6195 and 6196. They're right up above where we live. Drilling natural gas wells and the hydraulic fracturing process would directly impact my family's drinking water and irrigation water, just like hundreds of other citizens right here. I make a lot of my living and feed ourselves off our land. We worked hard for 20 years to be able to raise high-quality vegetables, fruits, eggs, lamb, and meat chickens for ourselves and other people. None of that would be possible in this high desert without good, clean irrigation water. It's what makes our communities possible. There's more organic farms in this area than anywhere in the state. Agritourism is finally taking off and putting more money in the local economy, helping us farmers and ranchers make ends meet. Tourism dollars in general sustain a lot of others in the valley. Artists, my husband is one, store owners, vineyard owners. No one will want to come here if our sources of air, water, soil pollution are in action. Nobody will purchase our produce or meat. Nobody will even come take a look. Our farm is very close to Highway 92 also. Drilling for oil and gas to proceed, I would be directly impacted by the resultant vehicle exhaust, the dust, the noise, the large trucks, and the increased personal-sized vehicles from workers would produce. Our local roads are a mess already and wouldn't stand up to all that traffic. Fracking contamination is taking place in so many drilling sites across the nation, I can hardly believe this is still being considered a viable method for extracting natural gas. The BLM, at the very least, should update and revise the 20-year-old resource management plan. So much is at stake here. We can't afford to lose. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Colin Dunbar, and I live on Pitkin Mesa in Paonia, below parcel 6191.
Call a little closer to the mic, please.
I moved here 5 months ago. Oops. I want to start out by saying that I'm talking about what is so for me. What I mean to convey by saying that is that I believe I am responsible for creating my experience of things because I choose interpretations of things based on my past experiences. I have struggled with the experience of fear and dread I have created around authorities because my experience has been because my experience has been, after speaking to authorities, that despite my best efforts at explaining my viewpoint clearly, I discovered that I have not been heard, and I experienced the desperation that is concomitant with that for me. Consequently, I have never previously stood up and spoken like this and stated my view. My view is that an authority, the government, that was able to think clearly would be subsidising sustainable sources of energy to the utmost, while encouraging frugality in the use of energy also. My view is that, in Gandhi's words, Earth provides enough to satisfy every man's need, but not every man's greed. The true opportunity is in addressing man's uncontrolled, unrealised fear known as ego, and that includes me. The true cost of gas drilling is astronomical and incalculable wherever it is. I don't want that cost to be paid by anyone anywhere to supply illusory profits to some out-of-touch corporation without a heart or a sense of responsibility that considers it viable to engulf yet more wild land, poke holes in it, puncture it, desecrate it, and destroy it, and consider that a viable industry. I'm a resident alien, and so I don't have a vote. Not that I'm sure that would mean much, because of the big business financial pollution of government processes. But I have a vote in my own life, and that is for focusing attention on loving myself and others by coming to know the wonder and unfathomable intimacy of my developing relationship with this immense and fragile Earth Mother we all emerged from. Please don't frack here or anywhere else.